Hello there. You've reached my channel, Cosmic Vibrations. This is going to be a daily tarot reading for December 28th, 2020, the last few days of 2020. This is an experiment. I got another speaker, or what do you call it? A microphone. Hopefully, this one does not buzz, and hopefully, you can hear me okay. If you wouldn't mind leaving some comments for me to let me know what it's like on your end. It's going to take a little bit getting used to because I can't hear myself barely with the headphones on. So anyway, I'm going to do one main central card for the day along with 5 explainer cards, and I'll be putting a timestamp down below in the description box for you where you can just click straight on that and go to the beginning of the reading instead of sitting through this part. So here we go. And this reading may or may not resonate for you. It's also not sign related, so anybody can watch this reading. And we'll just see what comes out for the 28th of December 2020. Yeah, I'm very interested to hear any feedback about this new microphone. Okay. Hopefully your holidays were good if you celebrate them. And if you're interested in knowing the names of these decks, I'll put the names of them down below too. Oh wow, 3 came out together. Okay. Let me pick one to go with the top one, and then I'll get started. Okay. I'm just going to show all three to you as your theme of the day. For the 28th of December, you have the Eight of Cups. And with the Eight of Pentacles, 2 8s on the 28th, and with the Five of Wands. So I'm getting a specific in here that somebody watching has considered leaving a work environment or a job because of possibly a toxic work environment. People not working together, possibly gossip, people arguing, not getting along at work, not working together well. It may be for someone watching that you are doing the bulk of the work while other people are just kind of messing around. Or you feel as though you're the only one who takes things seriously or actually gets the work done. And so you may be considering leaving. Perhaps because of other things like cutbacks, people being laid off, or a result of being short-staffed, or just possibly being in a situation where you have been there the longest, and so you know how things work and run there, and so you're able to efficiently work. You may be having to train people, or new people are coming into the situation that still haven't figured out how to do their jobs. Or maybe there's an age difference where you're older and you work with a lot of younger people. Or not to be ageist or anything, but there seems to be a big contrast between yourself and the people that you're working with. Or it may just be you're being told to hurry all the time, to rush all the time, having to possibly do twice the workload, and so you just simply can't do it anymore. You may not be inspired by what you do, and you may be ready to leave a situation, or look towards other opportunities or other options you might have to go towards instead of staying in the situation. It possibly has become too difficult. If I applied this to relationships or family situations or other situations besides work, I would just say that you've done a lot of work on it, or you've focused a lot on trying to resolve conflict, or again, I'm getting a feeling of you feeling as though you're the only one doing something or working on it, and there may be excess fighting or disagreements or ego battles among people. And so again, same result. You're thinking of how things, I think you're beyond what could be fixed in the situation. I think at this point you're just thinking of leaving, but you may not be completely 100% confident about this. You may still feel as though you have ties to what has been happening or what you've been a part of, and it's not so easy to just walk out into the unknown and try something completely different. So Then you have the Six of Swords. So again, you're thinking of moving on, or you're thinking of trying something different. You're thinking of leaving a situation that has become too difficult. You may actually be leaving currently, or putting together your strategy on how to go about doing this. This can also mean resolution of conflict. This card can either mean resolution of conflict, as in finding mental peace in a situation involving others, where compromise is achieved. This can also represent the realization that things simply just can't be worked on, or they can't improve, and so it's time to move on. Either way, that's what the message is. So let's find out more about that. Tell me more about the Six of Swords. Yeah, it's a little odd because with this new headset, it's like those earphone dealies that has the speaker attached to it, or the microphone attached to it. And it's kind of like covering up your ears with big pads, where I'm having a hard time hearing myself. Hopefully you're not having to deal with super loud snuffles or sniffs, or hear my breathing or something. It's going to take a little bit to get used to this, or figure out how it works. Okay, tell me more about the Six of Swords. Spirit of place. Maybe you long to go to a different place, or to be in a different place than where you are now, or where you have been. You may be moving actually to a new place. Let me see. Or you may be longing to go back to a place, or to find your place. Yeah, something has not worked out here. So first you got Spirit of place, and this person in the boat does not look extremely ecstatic to be moving on, or to be going any place in that boat. It seems as though they're still processing grief, or sadness, or loss, or just simply accepting the fact that something was not able to be worked with or improved. But it does seem as though the person in the boat is going towards a spirit of place, or is longing to be someplace else, or is already on the way to someplace else. The spirit of place looks very healing to me. Looks very enlivening. Is that how you pronounce it? Where it's almost like a breath of new life, or a breath of fresh air into a situation that makes you feel more grounded and like you belong. So maybe you're searching for this place, or you're going towards this place, even if it's just a place in your own being, or your own mind, or in your emotions. But it does seem as though somebody is processing a lot of sadness about the fact that a situation could not be worked with, or couldn't be resolved, or simply just the act of moving on. It's sometimes when you start a new life, or a new chapter in your life, it can be exciting, but it can also be a little bit of a sad embrace of what is passing, because you're going into a new situation, which means the old situation is no longer happening. To me, this feels like acceptance that something is over and it's time to move on. So let me find out more about this spirit of place. Change of seasons. Yeah, things are changing. The winds of change. Look how similar these two cards are to each other. Look how similar these cards are. They both have leaves that are flying around in the air. Fall leaves. So something about the times are changing, or the winds of change are blowing, or you just sense what's to come in the future. Maybe, it depends on where you live, but where I live, spring isn't going to come for a while. Right now we're in midwinter, so the seasons are not exactly changing right now, at least for me. But maybe something to do with the spring or the change of seasons that's happening for you next. That there's a lot of change in the wind. You might sense it, but it may not have arrived completely yet. Or thoughts and plans are still formulating, but things are being stirred around within you. To me, it feels exciting, but also nebulous. It's a strange sense of surrender, of just surrendering to what is meant to happen, or the changes that are necessary, or to embrace the change or trust the change rather than fearing it. So then you have the Six of Fire. You may have found a group of people that you enjoy the company of, or that you feel supported by, possibly a sense of community or family or friends. And also a general feeling of excitement and creativity, and that certain things are working out where you're able to achieve a sense of victory or pride in what you have been able to achieve or what you have been able to manifest. Let me pick more on that. Tell me more about the Six of Wands or the Six of Fire. Something is working out. Tell me more about the Six of Fire. The Sun, you're happy, really happy about something. You might have a sudden surprising good news that make you extremely happy. Or makes you extremely happy. Let's see. You feel incredibly happy because you're able to express yourself fully without anxiety over that. It's like complete self-confidence here, or just feeling like some kind of a prayer has been answered, but this is something that you've put a lot of your energy into. This is something that you've worked very hard towards, that you have not given up on, and it has brought you some kind of amazing news or just a feeling of accomplishment. And you feel extremely happy about something. Part of that may have to do with finding peace, or finally feeling as though you can relax, or you can breathe, or it's like breathing a huge sigh of relief that you are more stable than you were fearing. It's like you were fearing instability, but you actually feel like you can sleep soundly now, or you can finally relax and know that things will still be there when you come out of that state. Your health may have improved too. If you've been dealing with some health issues, it looks as though you have recovered, or you feel a lot better, or you've gotten your vitality back. Let me pick more on this Four of Swords. This can simply be finding inner peace or finding inner mental stability. But let me find out more about it. Tell me more about the Four of Swords. The Five of Cups, jeez. It seems as though you've recovered and you're starting to feel a lot better now. Let me pick one more. Ten of Pentacles. Some kind of disappointment over family or what you have established so far in your life that you thought was always going to be there. This could be oh, there goes my dog. Yeah, processing some kind of grief over loss that couldn't be retrieved, even though there were still some things standing in the situation. It wasn't enough left standing to really enable it to be able to work. And it may have had something to do with career, your home life, or your actual home or land or possessions. This could have to do with relationships. Can have to do with your entire existing reality that you thought was going to stay. Or even simply loss over feeling as though you don't belong to a community, or a community in the past has not worked out for you as far as where you've been living or what's been existing in your life. Or it could be that you have found some peace in realizing that whatever was meant to stay has been able to stay. Whatever was true was able to persevere and exist in your life. And whatever was not good for you has passed away. Or an old life has passed away, a new life has come in. But ultimately, I see you as feeling a lot better. Or you're having some clarity and understanding about all of this, and you actually are looking looking forward to the future with a sense of excitement and possibilities, and feeling as though everything you've put your energy into is somehow in some way coming about, or you're seeing results. Okay, so then you have Heal the Ouch, which for me is a simple message of take care of yourself and allow yourself to be taken care of by others. In this image, it's a little raccoon nurse that is nursing the fox who has what looks like some kind of head injury or maybe a fever or something. So this is a card that has to do with healing the ouch, but it also has to do with support. You are not supposed to heal all by yourself alone. You're supposed to be encouraged in this process by people who care about you, or people who are naturally giving, generous, caring, empathic people that want to see the people around them feeling well. So accept help if it's offered and ask for help if you need it. You don't have to go through the healing process alone. And if anything, when someone shows us care, when we're not feeling so hot, it helps us to speed up the recovery or to speed up the healing, because we feel like someone cares about us or cares whether we feel good or not. And this can go the other way around too, of being that caring, helpful person for someone else who's going through a rough time or is going through a time of not feeling so hot. So I don't feel as though I really need to pick anything to go with that. So then you have stranded. It might be that you are healing wounds that have to do with feelings of abandonment or feelings of being stranded or stuck, just in general, like you're not going anywhere or things are not going anywhere. Something about this feeling you are working on healing or overcoming, or feeling as though you are not stranded or you are not in a hopeless situation where you're going to be stuck for forever. This seems to be what you're trying to heal or what you are healing at this time. And notice this fox is receiving help and has a companion. This person who's stranded is completely alone. It might be that some of you or one of you have had a hard time releasing the past because it meant that somehow you failed or you would be left alone and that there would be no one to relate to, or it's hard to describe. Or feelings of abandonment, like people are going to let you down or leave you alone in your misery. But it seems as though you are recognizing the fact that you do have help and that you do have people that care about you. And if they see you in a place of feeling stranded, they would crack a joke or give you a much needed hug or words of encouragement to help you to realize you are not actually completely alone and that you do have support. This might be an old wound from a long time ago that you're really hardcore doing some deep healing work on. So then these three came out together. I'm just going to summarize it for you. This is Brian Froud's fairy deck. This middle card is total and complete confusion. You can see so many different facets of something that after a while you become lost in what you actually think about a situation or making sense out of anything. The more you look into something, the more confused you get, and it's hard to find your center. And this one has to do with being deceived by appearances or a smooth talking kind of narcissistic energy that can make itself appear to be anything that you truly wish it to be, but ultimately it's kind of a insincere type of character that feeds off of your desires but can trick you. And this is being ungrounded. And it seems as though these are things that you have been either seeing around you, noticing around you, that you're trying to heal or trying to deal with. I would say that something to do with insincere people or insincere energy or feeding off of the ego has made you extremely confused. It may be that some of you have been gaslighted or had to deal with a manipulative sort of energy, which has made you completely confused on what you actually think or what's actually happening or what's real and what's not real, which has made you feel completely ungrounded. Or you could be dealing with a situation or a person who's showing these qualities themselves or is having to deal with something like this. And for some reason it's leaking out on you. But let me get more on that. What does that have to do with? I'm kind of even getting a vibe of like the outside world. It's kind of like trying to make sense out of the outside world and what's happening. tell me more about this. Yeah, you're confused. Okay, what are they confused about? There's a new beginning you would like to start, and you have made up your mind, or you're trying to make up your mind or see things so clearly where you can see this new beginning or a way to implement it or to know what to do. It may be that forces outside of yourself are confusing you into thinking that certain things are not possible when actually they are possible. Or there might be a confusing energy just in general that is a distraction and is trying to distract you from what you know you can create or what you can have. You just need to make up your mind and then just do it. It's like try to avoid overthinking, and something to do with your emotional body is taking on too much outside interference. And so it may be distracting you from being able to see things as clearly as you could. But ultimately, I see you as reaching clarity or reaching clear sight on what to do, what you want, what you would like to begin, and how to go about doing it, or just making up your mind to do it. And to cut out of your life anything that doesn't support what you know to be true for you. Okay, getting rid of toxic people out of your life. So let me pick one love card or just a message, and then we'll be done here. There's two things in here. Whoops. Okay. The first one is be supportive. Make a genuine effort to show that you care. This came up earlier in the reading. Where was it? This one. Be supportive. Show others that you care. Show yourself that you care too. And also let other people be supportive of you and show you that they care. And then you have honesty is essential. To be a loving person, it's important that we speak truthfully and in a loving manner. So anything that is not this shouldn't be a central focus of your life today or in general right now. Instead, focus on the people that treat you this way and treating others this way without hiding parts of yourself and avoiding situations where you feel as though others are not being honest. And that might be because they're not being honest with themselves, really, is where that comes from. But, okay, hopefully that helped or made sense in some way. And you'll have to let me know if you've been able to hear me okay, if there's been buzzing, if you're hearing me breathe too much, whatever it might be, so I can try to adjust it. Okay, good luck everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. And pretty soon the generals will be out for January as well. Okay, bye.